She said it casually, like she was mentioning a new coffee brand. "We need to talk," she said, staring at the sink, not at me. Her phone buzzed. She didn't look at it. That told me everything. 12 years together, and I learned the truth from the way her shoulders relaxed, like she'd already decided I was no longer part of the equation. "I met someone," she continued. A pause, measured, practiced. "He understands me." I nodded, slow, careful. My heart didn't race. It sank, quietly, like a body slipping beneath dark water. She finally looked at me, searching for something. Anger, begging, weakness. I gave her none. "He's not like you," she added quickly. "He's genuine. Money doesn't matter to him." That was the moment, the precise second something inside me hardened. I smiled, not wide, not cruel, controlled. I reached into my pocket, typed with one hand. Close her credit lines, stop paying her father's medical bills, remove her from the property deed immediately. Sent. She kept talking. I stopped listening. 12 years. That's how long it took for her to decide I was the villain in a story she rewrote to justify herself. She told me about him in fragments, a coworker, a friend, someone who listened. She framed it like an awakening, like she'd finally discovered oxygen after years underground. I watched her mouth move, heard none of it. Instead, I remembered the nights I worked late so she wouldn't have to worry, the medical bills I paid without mentioning my name, the house deed I added her to after her mother died because she needed to feel safe. She spoke about love like it was an abstract concept, something spiritual, something pure. I noticed what she avoided: dates, timelines, details. When I asked how long, she said, "Does it matter?" "Yes, it always matters." I didn't accuse, didn't raise my voice. I asked questions designed to sound harmless, curious, supportive. Her answers changed each time, small inconsistencies, tiny fractures. She said she was confused, that she hadn't planned this. They never do. That night she slept peacefully. I lay awake, counting breaths, replaying conversations from the last year, late texts, private smiles, the sudden insistence on emotional independence. I realized something then. She didn't fall out of love. She transitioned assets. I became quiet. She mistook it for acceptance. I watched instead. Phone records first, not illegally, legally. Everything tied to my accounts was transparent. Patterns emerged. Same number, same hours, same excuses. Lunch breaks that stretched too long. Work trips without receipts. I checked her emails, not the romantic ones, the financial ones. She'd stopped contributing months ago. I reviewed property documents, medical payments, insurance beneficiaries. I learned how much of her life rested on structures she never acknowledged. Then I met him, by accident, on purpose, a coffee shop near her office. He was exactly as described: soft voice, clean hands, empty ambition, a man who borrowed meaning from women with stability. He talked about authenticity, about freedom from material attachment. I smiled. Men like him always think they're immune to consequences. I didn't confront, didn't interrupt. I waited. The more I uncovered, the calmer I became. Rage is inefficient. Silence is surgical. The confirmation arrived on a Tuesday, not explosive, not dramatic, just undeniable. I laid the documents on the table that evening, neatly stacked: phone logs, bank records, dates. She stopped breathing when she saw them. "I can explain," she whispered. I raised a finger. "No," I said calmly, "you can listen." I asked one question, one I already knew the answer to. "Did he know I paid for your father's treatments?" Her eyes filled instantly. That was my answer. She broke, cried, collapsed into the chair like gravity had finally found her. I stayed standing, detached, observant. She begged for understanding, for time. I felt nothing. I told her what I'd already done. The accounts were frozen, the deed corrected, the hospital notified. Her phone rang mid-sentence. She answered, listened, her face drained of color. He'd vanished, blocked her, changed numbers. Authenticity doesn't survive hunger. She reached for me. I stepped back. "I never wanted your money," she cried. I nodded. "That's why you never noticed when it disappeared." I handed her a folder, divorce papers, signed, prepared weeks ago. I had known longer than she imagined. She left with a suitcase and a story no one would believe. I stayed, not triumphant, not broken, clear. I didn't ruin her, I removed myself, and without me, the illusion collapsed. Some call that revenge. I call it balance. The house is quiet now, finally honest, and for the first time in 12 years, everything I built belongs only to the man who earned it.